Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz. It was a high-scoring affair in the first one-day international at Wankhede Stadium. India won the toss and elected to bat and put on 282 runs, their highest score against Australia, and they scored 82 runs off the last 10 overs. It was going to be a serious chase for the Australians, the World Cup champions. Was their batting depth going to be enough? In the end, it was. Some solid partnerships between Perry and Litchfield, and then Beth Mooney and Tahlia McGrath ensured that the Aussies got home quite comfortably in the end. Well, the highlights for the first one-day international, well, Smriti Mandhana wasn't there, so Yastika Bhatia actually got to open and unfortunately didn't get a half century. Just fell one short for 49 when she hit a full toss to deep square leg. But the great thing was that Jemimah Rodrigues was able to bring her test match form into the ODI. I thought that would be the case. She seems a lot more comfortable and confident in her own ability now and scored her second highest total yesterday. Then Vastrika. What an innings from her. She seems to master that number 8 position, 4 half centuries in that position. No other female player has been able to do that. And she hit 9 boundaries that really gave India their highest total against the Australians. All the Aussie bowlers bowled well, but then we've got to talk about Sneha Rana and that catch. She absolutely flew, timed it to perfection, and was able to dislodge the Australian skipper within the first over. From there, Perry and Litchfield were able to kind of resurrect the innings, and they actually did a really good job, 148 runs stand. And then when they both got out in the 70s, it was Beth Mooney and Tahlia McGrath, an 88 run stand that was really able to secure the victory for the Aussies. But some wonderful performances from a number of players. Whilst the player of the match went to Phoebe Litchfield, my standout player is actually Elise Perry. When you come in off the back of an absolute spectacular catch from Sneha Rana, the Indian side was certainly up and about, but she actually counter-punched. She played aggressive cricket. She was able to find the boundary regularly. And I also think she assisted Phoebe Litchfield in understanding those conditions and how to score runs. They seem to have pegged her back, and then once she started Litchfield reversing and sweeping, she was able to score more freely. That is why Elise Perry is the standout player, because of her own personal performance, but also what she did in a team perspective. One thing India needs to learn is how to score over that 280 mark. Whilst they were 95 for 4, they would have been extremely happy to reach that 282. But you sense 300 plus is a score that is going to challenge this Australian side that really does bat deep. How do you do it? Well, hopefully a few more runs at the top and Smriti Mandhana comes back in and opens. And then in those middle overs, they've got to find a way to really keep the scoreboard going. And I like the fact that they're looking to experiment where they put Richa Ghosh. Whether she even stays in the side for Smriti Mandhana, that will be the question. Also, from a bowling point of view, India at times bowled a little bit too straight and didn't have the protection probably to the leg side. So they certainly need to kind of ensure that they bowl better lines or get their fielding placements right. And for the Australians, well, to leak 82 runs at the back end shows that their death bowling, they didn't quite execute what they wanted to do. So a number of deliveries were really in the slot, and Vastrika put them away. So still plenty for the players and both teams to learn from the first ODI. No rest for the wicket, as they say, and both sides need to dust themselves off as the second ODI is played tomorrow at Wankhede Stadium. I don't think there'll be any changes for the Australian side. Maybe the only change would be just Jonathan coming in for one of the leggies. And as for India, yes, Smriti Mandhana, hopefully she's better and she's able to come in. Hopefully it's going to be a high-scoring affair and 2 quality sides going head-to-head. But make sure you tune into Cricbuzz for all of the action and the recap after the second ODI.